Well, they weren't kidding. So you may be wondering why I'm standing up here on the precarious edge of a cliff at sunset. Well, that is because I'm doing a bit of mining, you could say. This rock here, it's the white brittle stuff that I said in one of my earlier videos when I explored a cliff, and that's where I am right now. And it's I think it's lime. It's some sort of white stuff, and when I break it off it's extremely brittle and it crumbles really easily, so it may be quicklime. That's what I'm assuming anyway, and if it is, then obviously the properties of quicklime are really helpful, as in it will help to make me tiles and clay or concrete or anything like that. It could be useful to mix with water and clay, and I'm actually just about to head over to a little patch where there's a bit of clay, and I'll show you guys what's up there, and I'll show you guys where I'm going to be digging it from when I'm using it for various projects at the hut. And yeah, so I'll show you how high up I am. And the sun's just set there. It's about 8 o'clock, so yeah. Just in case you're wondering, this is what I'm looking for. It's this white stone here, and if I just rub it with my finger, as you can see, it just crumbles straight off. I'm hoping it's some sort of carbonate like limestone. So yeah, I'm up here just digging this out, got a bag full, and I'm just going to head over to where the clay is. So here we are, the water comes down this little gully in the cliff, runs down here, and it's opened to this clay, and that's where I've been digging it out just a little bit, and then just continues down all the way down there. So yeah, this is where the clay is. Just going to jump down into here. Oh. And yeah, so there's these huge chunks like that one, and they're blue. They're what you call blue clay. Well, that's what I call them anyway, because if you can see right here, they've got a distinctly blue overall colour, or even just grey. Whereas compared to this other stuff, it's more orange, and the orange clay seems to just come in little veins, sort of between cracks in the blue clay. And I'll show you a piece actually of this orange clay that I've actually worked and experimented with. But yeah, so this is where I'm getting it all from. A few stones up there, but then under here and under all of that stuff just there, it's going to all be nice clay. It's like a big shelf of it, so I'll be digging it out of here and then using that to make stuff. And now I've actually just collapsed the side of this hill here with my knife, just digging it out, and I've actually exposed this good amount of orange clay here, and I've got a bit in my hands just here, so I can just like mold it together perfectly fine. It's very good, very plastic, good plasticity. Compared to the blue clay, it's a lot better, and I can actually show you right now. I've already had an experiment by using these two different types of clay for a bit of processing, just to test how good they will be for making tiles and pottery and stuff like that, and I'll show you them now. And here you go. So just leaving them to dry on my windowsill, I made this orange tile first, with orange clay obviously, and I made this tile, this grey one, out of the grey or blue clay, and I've let them just dry over a couple of days, and obviously that one's cracked, so already this one's looking like a much better sort of clay, stronger and better at drying than the other stuff. So as you can see, that's 6 centimeters inscribed on them, as well as I put a little thumbprint in there just to see how well that would stay in there. And I'll just measure them and show you guys. So that one used to be 6 centimeters, now it's pretty much exactly 5 centimeters. And then with this blue clay, that actually hasn't shrunk nearly as much, only about 2 or 3 millimeters. And another thing to note, this blue clay is a lot brittle compared to this stuff. This is actually really hard, like I could bang this on the windowsill here and it wouldn't break, whereas that one would just crumble into a million pieces. And so here we go, this is the stuff that I just took out of the top of the cliff, mixed with a bit of clay. I'm not going to show just mixing it together, I'll do that in another video. But this is what it's looking like, and I've just done a bit of research, and if this is in fact quicklime or some sort of calcium oxide like that, then this should harden overnight into a hard concrete. So you'll see the results now. And here it is. I formed it into this little tile sort of shape, just like the other two, and I put 6 centimeters in it, see if it will shrink any at all, and then I just set it here overnight to dry a little bit, and just pressing on it. It's pretty dry, just a little bit soft still, so it's still got a bit of moisture in it that needs to dry out in the sunlight, and yeah, you can see that now. And here you go. It's been a couple of days just sitting here in the sun drying out, and it's dried out pretty well. It's really hard now. I can't put any dents in it, but it's a little bit more brittle. Like you can see, I can just break off parts like that with my fingernail, but that's alright. It is a mixture of the blue clay and the orange clay, as well as that white stuff that white rock that I dug out of the cliff. And I did some research, and I found out that that white rock was actually pumice. So not limestone, not anything like that, but volcanic pumice. And pumice is also a really good material to use to make concrete and stuff like that. So it's no wonder that this clay here did turn out pretty well. Yeah, but it's not limestone, so I do want to actually try making some concrete, and I know how to do it. If I get some limestone, I can heat it up extremely hot for a couple of hours, and it turns into quicklime. You mix it with water and clay, even a bit of pumice like that, and then it basically sets, and you have to crush it up and then set it, and then it is concrete basically. So I'll try that out sometime. This one is also shrunk just by a couple of mils, but it's pretty much on par with the blue one, and not as much as that one though. So yeah, it turned out pretty well. Next time I have a fire, I'll try and make it into a little furnace sort of thing, and get it really hot, and I'll try firing both the orange clay and this clay. I might even make a new one out of blue clay and see if that fires any well. But yeah, for now it's turned out pretty well, and now I know what I can do, especially with that pumice and the clay that are both in the same area. And I need to get some limestone from a cliff somewhere else around the place, and I guess I know where I can find some of that, so I'll dig that out and I'll start using that as well, hopefully to make some sort of concrete. And still don't know what I'll use it for, but I guess I'll find a way, because it'll be pretty useful. So yeah, thanks for watching. Just look how beautiful this view is at dusk.